Hello, is anybody there? Say hi. I'm just waiting for some people to come on. Hi Angela, hi Melissa. Alright, okay, we've got some people watching now, so I'll get started. So this is a really special live today. I'm going to be showing you an amazing set of 72 Berol Karismacolors that I've managed to score from eBay. And I started swatching them out, as you can see with these yellows, and then I thought I better just do it on a live because I'm sure that you all would love to see these pencils in action. So this isn't a proper review, I've not got around to that yet. Hi Laura, hi Petra, but I just knew that you would love to see these. I've charted them all out, as you can see, 72 pencils in total so far. There are more, but I don't have those yet. Note the yet. Hi, Hyla, I'm so sorry. I know that I know how to say your name and I've forgotten. So yes, this is the box that I keep the pencils in. It is a Derwent box because the original Karismacolor box was a bit tatty, so they are in this box instead, this wooden box. And if I just open it up, you can see first of all that we've got a single layer on top of all the yellows, reds, purples and blues, and then this lifts out to reveal the bottom layer, which is all the greens, ochres, browns, greys, black and metallics. So these pencils, if you didn't already know, are the original Prismacolor pencils. So Prismacolor are manufactured in Mexico right now. They are owned by Sanford Prismacolor, but originally they were manufactured in the UK by Berol, and this is what the original pencil looked like. Now these were discontinued in 2005, so these are no longer made or produced anywhere anymore. I assume that's because the pencils were sold to Sanford, who then named them Prismacolor and started to produce them in Mexico, and these were no longer called for. But these pencils are highly recommended and very commonly known in the artist world as one of, if not the best coloured pencil ever. And they're exactly the same colours as Prismacolor, so you're not going to find any different shades or anything like that. They might have slightly different names, a few of them, but as for the actual colours themselves, they are exactly the same as Prismacolor. They have the same makeup, so they're wax based, and if you were to do a like for like with Prismacolors, they'd be exactly the same colour. So it's not like these are a completely brand new pencil. They basically are just better quality Prismacolors, which I think is everything that us Prismacolor fans really want, because as we know, the Prismas at the moment, the way that they're manufactured, they're not very high quality, they break a lot, they're just not brilliant. If you look at these pencils, they're made from beautiful wood. You can see all the wood grain. They have chamfered ends, which basically means slanted, so they've been cut at a slant at the end. And just overall, the whole look of them, the thickness, the wood, the cores are really thick as well. They're just exactly what you would want from Prismacolors. So, as I say, these are incredibly rare, with them being discontinued in 2005. The only place you'll be able to find these now is on eBay or auction sites where somebody's selling off their old collection that they found in the attic. Literally, that's how rare they are. You won't be able to find them on any art websites or anything brand new manufactured. They're just not being made anymore. So really, it is just a case of trying your luck on these auction sites and seeing what comes up. But of course, because they are discontinued, they come at a very premium price. So you can expect to look anywhere between sort of 200 to 300 for a set of 72. That's in pounds. So yes, incredibly expensive, incredibly rare, but absolutely beautiful. And even though they are the same colours as Prismacolor and they are supposed to have the same exact makeup, I feel that they to use are much creamier, much softer, they blend better, and of course they are far stronger. So I'm going to move the box out of the way now so I can look at all the comments, because the box was in the way of the iPad. So Melissa got them from eBay. It is just a case of keep looking, seeing what auctions come up. There isn't anywhere I can tell you directly to go and look. So we're going to start swatching these now. I'm going to put them to the side and we're going to get our swatch book out. And we're going to zoom in. So yes, I have already started with the yellows, and then I thought I'm going to come and do it on live so that you can see. And hopefully my phone isn't going to overheat this time. I'm not really sure what I can do about it if it does, but we will see. Okay, so I've got up to yellow orange here, so we're now going on to Spanish orange. So most, if not all, of these colours you will recognise the names of from the Prismas. So just beautiful, and they don't feel as waxy as Prismas either. They do feel a lot drier, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Quite chalky, but not dusty whatsoever. So these, I think, are even higher in rarity, and they're probably my favourite possession out of all of my colouring items now. Even with the Holbein, I think that these are like my favourite, my most rare, my most prized possession now. Hi Phoenix. Excuse me, I've got awful throat today. So we're here with the orange. So does anybody, have we got any Prismacolor fans watching at the moment who either don't know about these pencils or they've got them? Let me know. Because these really are, excuse me, they really are everything that you would want from Prismas. Hi Beth. So Prismacolors are my favourite pencil, my favourite brand of pencil, but I've always been a little bit disappointed in the production quality, the build quality, and how they break so easily when sharpened. They don't keep a point for very long. They're not durable, they're easily broken. These pencils are as if somebody just answered my wish for Prismacolors. So it's such a shame that these are not being made anymore, because I know that they would fly and they'd probably be the best selling coloured pencil. So the beautiful vermilion colour, which is, as you know, a nice deep orange that's going into red. I've got a really annoying fly going around now. So what is everyone up to today on this beautiful Wednesday morning? So I've tried to put these colours in order as best I can, in colour order, so that hopefully we are going down in shades, getting darker. I think I've done my best by eye anyway to get the colours sort of matched and put in the right order. Yeah, the Prismas, the Karismas, sorry, absolutely stunning. I'm very lucky, incredibly lucky to have this many. Luminance, so I've only tried a very, very small selection of Luminance, literally 10 pencils from Luminance. So it's quite difficult for me to judge, because you can't really do a lot of blending or an awful lot of testing with 10 pencils. It's just not viable really. But I will be having a full set of Luminance coming very, very soon. so that I'll be able to do a proper full review of the luminance. And yes, I will definitely do some sort of comparison video if you guys are interested between the luminance and these. So just let me know if you want me to do that, and I will definitely do that. The only thing is you can't get these like you can get the luminance, so it's going to be difficult for a lot of you guys to get your hands on these if you wanted them, and of course they are incredibly expensive as well, so it's not always viable for everyone. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, no problem. As soon as I've done my whole luminance review, I'll definitely do a comparison. Yeah, not a lot of people have heard of Karismas outside of the art world, because obviously adult colouring didn't really come to a fore until sort of 2015, and these were discontinued in 2005. So they're not very well known within our community. But because of the Prismacolors and the popularity of the Prismacolors, I think it gets people digging around, seeing what other kind of similar pencils you can get of a better quality, and these are definitely that, because these are the originals. They're made in England, so really good quality. The ones now, the Prismacolors, are mass produced in Mexico, and ever since then the quality has just been awful. It's a real shame, because the Prismacolor pigment is, in my opinion, second to none. I love Prismacolors to work with, but to now have those exact same pigments, exact same makeup inside a very strong, durable pencil, it's awesome. I just wish that these were more readily available so that everybody could have some. Oh, so it's freezing in Africa. Let me get snow at Cape from Switzerland. Oh my goodness. I would never have thought that you would have snow in South Africa, but you all know how bad my kind of geography and world knowledge is. So I would never have guessed that. Hi Susan. Prismas go up and down in price. You're better off waiting until around Christmas, because as with the Polychromos pencils by Faber-Castell, they often have lightning deals, and you can get a set super cheaply. I mean, last year the Polychromos pencils, a set of 120, they did a Christmas lightning deal on Amazon, and they were down to £70 for the whole set of 120, which is like the cheapest ever. And I believe that they do the same with Prismas as well. So you might be worth off waiting until Christmas and seeing if you can get those lightning deals. Hi Candida. Okay, so next up is Process Red. Just for anybody who has joined us recently, we are swatching out the original Prismacolors. These are the Berol Karismacolors, made in England, with the beautiful wooden barrels, very thick, very durable, nice thick cores. They've got chamfered or slanted ends, and they're just beautiful. So they are exactly the same pigment as Prismacolor, but they are made a lot better. The production quality is much better, and they are discontinued since 2005, so it's very hard to find these pencils. So we've got the Process Red now, and I am desperate to do a picture with these pencils, but I'm also really worried about using them up too quick. So I think that I will definitely be saving these pencils for special projects rather than colouring with them on a regular basis. That's what I've got Prismacolors for. You know, they can be replaced fairly cheaply, so I'm not too worried about that. I just definitely want to save these for special pictures. Yeah, Prime Day as well, definitely. Keep looking out. It is pencil porn, isn't it? You should have seen my face when I opened this set. Oh my god. I think my jaw was on the floor for about an hour. So this is magenta. So the cores on these pencils are a lot thicker, as I mentioned, than the Prismas. So if you're a massive fan of Prisma but you've always been disappointed by the quality, this is the pencil of your dreams, basically. I might do a quick comparison of a normal Prismacolor. So if I just get the magenta from the Prismas, you can see the difference in quality. So one is thick and wooden and beautiful, the other is quite thin. The core is definitely thicker on this wooden one. Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful quality. Hi Robin, hope you're well. I have the 72 set of Karismas, Robin, and I think there are about 130 or something like that in total that they made, and then obviously Prismacolor probably made a few more colours to make it up to 150, but it's around about that number, I'm not sure exactly. So this, oh dear, I've done the wrong thing, hang on. Magenta. I'm colouring with magenta again. I'm not looking what I'm doing properly. Hang on a moment, let me erase. Or, well, you can't really erase Prismas very well, can you? That's the only thing. There's my eraser. Here we go. So, just done magenta. So you can't erase them very well at all. And now we have mahogany red. Now, this obviously isn't a colour that is available in Prismacolor sets, but it must match up to another Prismacolor shade. I'm just not sure which one. Oh my god, no, it is a Prismacolor, of course it is. What am I talking about? This is the mahogany red. Do you know what it is? It's because I don't actually use this colour very much at all, so I forgot it existed, basically. And I thought that this was a new colour, but obviously not. So yes, mahogany red. Yeah, it's very similar to Tuscan red. How funny is that? I've been using Prismas for years and I totally forgot there was mahogany red. Okay, so next is pale peach, which I think is probably going to be light peach in the Prismas. It looks exactly the same to me. So Prismacolor open stock, it depends where you are in the world. If you're in the UK, there are a couple of sites you can get them from. Coloured Pencil Shop, Rainbow Fine Arts, they do them as well. There's a couple of different shops you can get them from. In the US, I'm not sure. I know that you can get some on Amazon and eBay, but they're usually quite highly priced for singles. Jackson's Art Supplies, maybe they do them. I don't really know of any American stores because obviously I don't go on them. Dick Blick, just have a check around, but there are definitely places you can get them. Okay, so now we've got peach. So you have the pale peach, and now we've got the peach. So I am going to be doing a proper review of these pencils. This is just a live stream of me swatching and chatting to you. It's not a proper review of the pencils. And you'll see that on my channel really soon. So I'll be doing like blending tests and things like that. Okay, next up we have blush. So these don't feel as crumbly as Prismas either. You get quite a bit of dust and crumble from Prismas when you're using them. These ones, nothing at all. Pink Rose is a beautiful colour, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very light and dusky. This is pink. Colour, if you were going to, I know everyone asks what's your favourite colour and everyone usually replies red or blue, but if you had to choose an actual colour shade like in the Prismacolors, what would your favourite colour be? My favourite colour is the parrot green. I absolutely love parrot green. I also love peacock blue and aquamarine, those beautiful greeny blue colours. But parrot green, it's really exotic and sort of tropical colour. Blush, I don't think there is a blush on its own, but there's a blush pink, which I think is what blush is. But I do need to do a proper colour comparison between the two sets. So we've got rosy beige next. A bit of a darker, browner version of the pink rose. Yeah, I think it probably is. It probably is blush pink. They just changed the name slightly. But, you know, it's probably best not to trust me on that because I didn't even think there was a mahogany red. So this is lavender. So come on guys, everyone tell me your favourite colour, but it can't be just simply red, blue, green, yellow. It's got to be a proper shade. Yes, Tracy, I think it is. I've not done a proper comparison yet between the two, but I think it must be. Spanish orange, beautiful, beautiful colour. Very, very warm and sunny, isn't it, that colour? I love indigo blue as well. I love all colours. I don't think there's any colour I don't like. Oh, non-photo blue is gorgeous, isn't it? That's one of my favourites as well. So this is the bright purple, which I know for sure is not a colour name in Prismas. I know that this time, but I'm not sure which one it actually is. Let's swatch it out and see what it looks like. It could be pomegranate. Looks quite similar to that colour, I think. Yeah, spring green's beautiful as well. Yeah, that looks to me like pomegranate. It could even be mulberry. That might be mulberry. It's just off the top of my head, guys. Right, so light violet. Now again, this is not a colour in Prismas, but I am going to hazard a guess that this is lilac in Prismas, just by looking at the core. Yeah, it looks very, very similar to lilac. Ultramarine is beautiful, but it's not a colour that I use a lot for some reason. I don't know why. You know, there's certain colours in sets that you just don't seem to touch, and that's one of them, and I don't really know why, because it's lovely. magenta's beautiful as well. This magenta down here, it's I don't know if it actually matches up. I'm going to do a quick swatch because I'm really interested to see if they're absolutely perfect in comparison. So let's have a look. So this is the Prismacolor magenta. Yeah, they're exactly the same colour. But I will be doing a proper one, proper comparison. Purple. So I don't think there is just a purple colour in Prismas either. So this to me looks a bit like Dahlia purple, which is quite a reddish purple. So the names are quite different, but the pigments are still exactly the same. True blue gets used a lot as well, yeah. Henna does remind me of bacon as well, yeah, it's like that kind of meat colour, isn't it? But it's a brilliant colour for skin. Processed red, I use that a lot, yeah. Hi Desiree. Yeah, some people use Prismacolor numbers rather than the names, but I prefer to use the names. I couldn't remember all those numbers. So this is grape, which I'm assuming is black grape in the Prismas. Very, very deep purple. Hi, Karine. Yeah, there is a dark purple. It could be that one, definitely. I've got the feeling it's Dahlia purple, but you could be right. Next is Imperial Violet. Yeah, Polychromos, again, beautiful, beautiful pencils, but they are very, very different to Prismas, aren't they? They have an oil core, and these have wax. So very different to play with, to use. You really have to get used to the Polychromos. You can't simply just colour with them, just put a really thick layer down. You have to be very, very light with polys and sort of work up those layers. This is Blue Violet. Some of them are brand new, Karine, some of them have been lightly used. You'd be very hard pressed to find an absolutely brand new set of these anywhere, to be honest. The only place you can really get these are auction sites like eBay, and they're people's collections that they probably found somewhere in the loft or wherever, and they're just selling them off because they are quite expensive. They do command quite a high price with them being discontinued. So here we go with the indigo blue. Yeah, well, exactly. So I started off with very, very cheap pencils when I first started colouring. Staedtler Ergo Soft, one of my first types of pencils, and I thought they were the absolute brilliance in pencils. And obviously now that I've used more artist quality ones, I know that they're not. But I had to get used to them as well. I then moved on to Prismas, and then I got my polys. So it was a big leap, and it was quite a learning curve. So this is Ultramarine. Yeah, Polychromos are definitely oil-based, Beth. All pencils have a mixture of wax and oil. So there's no pencil that's completely oil and there's no pencil that's completely wax. There are a mixture, but Polychromos are most definitely oil-based. The Ultramarine is a blue, Desiree. So this is the True Blue. A little bit of dust coming off that one. We've got the Sky Blue. So I'm just checking because I can't remember a colour called Sky Blue in Prismacolors. Am I right? Or have I forgotten again? But this one looks very, very similar to the non-photo blue. And this is Light Blue, which again is not a colour, but it's, how would I describe this one? I'll have to get my my Prismacolor chart out and have a look, see if I can compare. So let's have a look. So these are my Prismas. What we're looking at, light blue. See, it's very difficult because I can't actually compare them side by side. But it's, I think it's the light cerulean blue that it matches with, this one here. Yeah, there is a sky blue light. I think that this is a bit darker than that though. Okay, next page. My iPhone feels absolutely red hot. I don't know what I can do to cool it down because it's definitely going to do some sort of temperature warning in a minute. Let me think. What can I do? Give me some ideas of how I can cool my phone down. Bear with me a second. Wow, it's red hot. Right, okay, I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. But I don't know what's going on with my phone because it's never done this before. It's not that hot in here that it should do that. This is blue slate. Because I've filmed, you know, colour-alongs and things over an hour long and I've never had this problem before. It's just recently. And I thought at first that it was to do with the heat wave that we've been having. But it's really not that warm in here. It's not, you know, it's not sweating warm. I hope my phone's not on the blink. I don't have an ice pack. I need an ice pack. It's not. It's a 7 plus something, I think. A cooling pad. I need to get something like that. But this is like just happening recently, and I don't know why. Look at this beautiful aquamarine. It happened to Sammy as well yesterday on her live stream. I hope they've not updated the phone with something that... Here's me doing my conspiracy theory now. I hope they've not done some kind of update to it that makes it overheat. So we're on to the second layer of pencils now. And I don't know how long this stream is going to last for before my phone gives up the ghost, so we'll see. This is light aqua. These colours together are stunning. Yeah, I would understand it, Cassie, but my phone's never done it before. It's never done that. I've filmed over an hour before with nothing. And then, like, last time I did a live, it went off on temperature, and then this time as well, it's getting really hot. So, True Green. True green's a beautiful colour as well. It's a really happy colour. I think true green goes really well with parrot green. I just went and looked in my freezer to see if there's anything I could pull out and use, but there isn't. Peacock green. I've missed off a colour from my chart. I've missed off light green. I thought it was too good to be true that I managed to get every single one on the grid without needing any more space. Peacock green. So if you're looking for a really nice colour combo, peacock green, parrot green and true green are really nice together. I'm going to go and have a look again, Cassie. So I just found a bag of microwave rice at the back of the freezer. Hopefully that will do it. Right, let me see if I can balance this right so that we can still see everything. Okay, the rice is under the phone. It's just crazy though, isn't it? Never before has this happened until recently. So if anyone does want to see the light green, because I've missed it off, it's just here. I will make a little thing for it later. So chartreuse. I'm going to have to Google it after to see what's happening, because if it's happening to Sammy all of a sudden and it's happening to me, something has to be wrong with the Apple products at the moment if that's happening. And it's going to be affecting me quite a lot if that is a regular occurrence, because I do a lot of videos, so I'm going to have to find out. You know, I'm going to have a bag of like melted soggy rice at the end of this. Okay, apple green. Yeah, Karine, they are Prismacolors. They're the original Prismacolors. We've got the same kind of makeup, the same pigment, the same colours, almost the same colour names, but they are just very, very much more well made in general. They don't break, they don't snap, they don't crumble. Next up is grass green. Yeah. Oh god, I don't think I'm going to be eating that rice. I think that's going to be my iPhone cooling pack. They're going to go back in the freezer afterwards, and that can come back out when I do another video. I know, it's really sad. These are made in England, made in the UK, and you can just tell that they've spent a lot more kind of money on production, and obviously now that they've moved to production in Mexico, it just changed to this awful quality that we know now with Prismacolors. But it's a massive shame. A virus. I thought you couldn't get viruses on iPhones. I thought they were only on Androids, because like the iPhone's like protected system or something. I don't know. I'm sure that I heard that you can't get viruses on iPhones. I could be wrong. So sepia. Oh right, okay. I'm gonna have to look into that then. How would I know? How would I check if I got any kind of virus? Yeah? I can't, I'm on a live. Yellow ochre. Okay, I'll check on the App Store then if I can download some sort of virus checker. It's got to be something just to do that all of a sudden after years of it being totally fine. So this is... Oh, you didn't tell me I was off screen, guys. Come on. This is goldenrod, which goes really, really nicely with the yellow ochre. It's difficult because I love Prismacolors, but the part of the Prismacolors that I love is the beautiful pigments, the blending capabilities. It's the production quality that I don't like, and I wouldn't recommend them for production quality. It'd be like a 3 out of 10. But if we're talking about how they colour, the 10 out of 10 for me. I love them. So it's difficult. I can't really say that I wouldn't recommend them because they're the pencils I use the most. But I just wish that these had continued rather than moving a production to Mexico and Berol selling Prismacolors to Sanford. So this is raw umber. Really, Laura? So it's something that's happening just lately then? I'm going to have to contact them because it's just not right, is it? I mean, like I said, I've done colour along videos that are over an hour long and never had this problem. Burnt ochre. Yeah, polychromos are absolutely beautiful, and if we're talking about build quality, they're going to win over Prismas every single day of the week. It's just that you have to get that technique right with polychromos, and they do take a bit more time consuming, but the finished result is beautiful. So it honestly just depends on your colouring preference. Closing background apps. Do I have to do that on settings? Because I can do that, hopefully. Right, we're off screen again. Let me move up a bit. You know, now I've put the rice underneath the phone, it's like I've got to move my book up really far and I'm almost hitting the top of my desk. Right, terracotta. So I am going to be getting the luminance pencils, the full set, coming for review very shortly. I'm also going to be getting the 36 set of the Derwent Lightfast, which are the brand new pencils on the market. So I'll be reviewing and swatching both of those. Yeah, they probably are. They probably are the Berol Canada Prismas. They're probably, because with them being Berol, they're obviously going to have the same kind of manufacturing quality and technique. So, but these ones were made in England, as you can see. And you say you had an iPhone, Laura? Let me just look. Yeah. Something's going on lately with these iPhones. Definitely. Oh, is that just how you close them down? I always do that anyway, with the double click and the swipe. But I didn't realise that stops background processes. I thought you had to do something else. So I will do that. Burnt umber. Right, Jackie, I am not interested in football whatsoever, but my husband was flicking through the channels last night and it came up the last sort of 15 minutes of the game. And yeah, I started watching it. I can't stand football, but I totally understand the whole like patriotic, you know, everyone's together and excited, and I love that. I love that. But watching football, I mean, it's hilarious. You only have to touch each other and they're on the ground crying, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Oh, thanks, Cassie. Yeah, it'd be brilliant if everyone gave me a thumbs up. I think it just it lets more people find my videos, I think. Yeah, mine's a 7 Plus, Michelle, which is still a fairly really new phone, isn't it? So it shouldn't have any problems. Tuscan Red. But don't you think the Colombians played so dirty last night? I mean, even the last 15 minutes that I watched, and then the highlights with the headbutting and the punching, kind of chest and ribs, whatever. Awful. They were even kicking up the penalty spot, trying to ruin that or whatever, I don't know. Also, how long did extra time go on for? It was like extra time, then extra time, extra time. I was like, for God's sake, I thought football match is supposed to be 90 minutes, end of, and then a few minutes of extra time. So this is slate grey. Oh, it's not a man's sport. It's a daft sport, definitely. I prefer snooker. I like watching snooker. I also love darts. Now, I know that darts is it's a pub game, and it's not an intelligent sort of game like snooker, but I do love darts. I love the atmosphere of darts. But football, it's like, come on, get a grip. He's literally just touched you with his little finger and you're on the floor. So, Karine, I've been colouring since 2015, 16, 17, 18, 2014, I think I started colouring. I think. I know it's been 4 years anyway. Oh, I see. Scotland just famously are on the side of anyone who's not England, am I right? I don't care anyway, I'm not bothered about it whatsoever. If it's not World Cup or Love Island at the moment, which is, I guess, like Jersey Shore for you Americans, something like that, life's not worth living at the moment. This is warm grey 30%. Karine, I was crap at colouring at the start, I won't lie. Absolutely rubbish, you know, just normal. And I hate saying that because I would never say that to somebody else, but you know how self-critical people can be. I'm very self-critical, and I didn't have any special techniques whatsoever, and it's literally just what I've picked up over 4 years of trying different things. So I've not gone to art school or anything like that. My basic techniques are to use high contrast so that your pictures pop. So there's a lot of white in it, and there's also a lot of dark shadow areas as well, so that they counteract each other. To always blend into white if possible, because that heightens that contrast. And to use really nice colours and make use of the colour wheel. So if you're going to use yellow, counteract that with purple, make that contrast even more. Oh, it's your husband. Yeah, they did play very dirty last night, Colombia. They should be ashamed, really. They wasted a lot of time as well, harassing the referee. But I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about it, because I don't. But I do know that we're going to play Sweden on Saturday. And I probably won't be watching it. I might catch a bit at the end. I was in Nottingham the other day, which is my hometown, just doing some shopping. It was a few Saturdays ago, I think, when England were playing Panama, and they were won 6-1 or whatever it was. And as I was walking around the shops, obviously the pubs were absolutely packed with people, and they were, every single goal, it was rah, and oh, England scored again, oh, it's 5-0 now, oh, it's 6-0 now. That was quite funny. Like I say, I do like the sort of camaraderie of it and how everybody gets together, but the actual players, they just make me laugh, and I can't believe how much they get paid. Don't even get me started on that. When you've got NHS nurses, paramedics, even surgeons, you know, anybody that saves lives and don't get paid anywhere near, you know, firefighters. It's just ridiculous, honestly. But don't get me started on that, because we'll be here all day. Cool grey. Okay, what have I done wrong here? Cool grey 30. Hang on, 20. Ah, I missed out another colour, didn't I? Cool grey 10. So that's cool grey 10, cool grey 20. Ugh, so annoying. This is cool grey 30. This one. So I'm going to have to write that on, otherwise I'm going to forget. So this is cool grey 10, 20. And then 70, which is right, okay. What do you mean by finished pages? Do you mean showing you all of the pages that I've coloured, say, within the past month? Is that what you mean? Because I have seen a couple of those videos around on different channels. I haven't done any myself. I get worried a lot about people thinking I'm copying their ideas, you know. I really don't want people to think that I would copy them, so I end up not doing videos that I see on YouTube. I end up not wanting to emulate them or copy them, because I get really worried that people are going to think I'm copying, which is silly really, because, you know, why not? It's like the Desert Islands tag. I did that because everybody was doing it. This is the cool grey 90%. Yeah, rugby is far better. I mean, they're still playing, they're still running around the pitch with broken noses, you know. You so much as touch a football player and they're on the ground. Okay, so this is French grey 10%. Yeah, I'm a massive worrier anyway. I'm a born worrier. So anything you can imagine to worry about, got some cool grey there. Anything you can imagine to worry about, I'll worry about it. And it's just silly really, because I'm sure nobody would mind. Again, I've missed off a colour. So what have I got here? I've just done 10% French grey. Now I've got 20%. I don't have the 30% anyway, so at least I've not actually missed off a space. French grey 50%. And then we're on to the metallics, we're on the home stretch. If there's any types of videos you want to see from me, please do let me know. I've got a bit of a running list in my head, which is not a good idea because I have the worst memory ever, of things that people want to see. So any ideas for videos, anything like that, do just let me know, because I do want to do things that you guys want to see. Bronze. Yeah, I'm not big on pastels, Karine. I don't seem to get on with them very well. I tend to just do what I need to do with pencils if I can. Pencils and lots of blending solution for backgrounds. So there's bronze, then we've got silver. Thanks, Laura. Yeah, I'll do a finished pages one then, guys, and if anybody does complain that I've copied anybody, then I'll just tell them that you told me to. Now we've got gold. Yeah, I had the Carbothellos, but I just couldn't get on with them. They were beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they're just not my type of media. So we've now got just the black and the white. I love Prismacolor black. It's very dense, very opaque. I heard good things about the luminance white. Apparently that's really, really opaque. I haven't yet tried that, so I'm really excited to try that white out. The Holbein soft white is the best white I've ever used. It's very soft and it's about that big now because it's just so crumbly, but it's really opaque. So there's the black, and even though we can't see the white, I'm still going to put it down. Feels just as thick and opaque as the usual Prismacolor white, so that's good. Can you see the white, hopefully? Okay. Hi Sammy, I'm almost done now with the live. I don't know who's going to complain. Probably no one. It's me, it's my head. It's just my mind. Yeah, I'm getting the new Derwent Lightfast ones soon, so look out for that video. So Sammy, because you've just come on, I'll just explain what we're doing, or what we've been doing. Let me zoom out. So I've got a bag of frozen rice under my phone because it's got incredibly hot, and I've had to go searching around the freezer for something to cool it down. We're going to contact Apple and find out what the hell's going on because this never happened before. So what we're doing now is we have been swatching Berol. Can you see? You probably see the bag of rice just here on the edge. Let's zoom in a little bit so we get rid of that bag of rice. There we go. Yeah, so we have been swatching the Berol Karismacolor pencils, which are the original Prismacolors, and these were made by Berol in the UK, and they were discontinued in 2005, so you cannot buy them anywhere apart from auction sites like eBay, as and when people find old ones in their attic and put them on eBay. So they're really, really difficult to find. They are incredibly expensive, but they are beautiful to use. They are exactly the same as Prismacolors. They have the same colours, but they have this beautiful wooden case. They have a much thicker barrel. The core is thicker as well. They have a chamfered or slanted end, which is just really unusual, and they are much, much more durable than Prismacolors. So it's everything you've ever wanted from Prismacolor, without, you know, the nasty kind of crumbly, cracky, broken leads. So that is what we've been swatching today. This is the 72 set, but there are more colours to collect, but I think they're the more hard to find colours, the more rare colours. But anyway, I thank you so much for sticking around and watching me swatch today. Yeah, Sammy, it's only just recently started happening to me, literally on my last live when I did the Lyras. It started overheating, and I've done videos, as I've been saying, over an hour before and had no problems. So it's funny because Laura also said on the chat that it's happened to her lately and she's had a replacement from Apple. So I'm thinking something recently has been changed in this, something, I don't know, but this only just started happening and it's weird. So yes, thank you everybody for swatching with me. I'm so glad that you like the pencils. I will be doing that review on them very, very soon. And yes, thank you so much. Have a really lovely day and I will see you next time.